I don't think there's a best way. I don't think there's a good way to guard Luka Doncic in a pick and roll.
The Mavericks were in position to sign Luka to a 5-year, $350 million contract this summer. If you have a 25-year-old who you can get under contract for 5 years at $350 million, who's been All-NBA 5 times, first-team All-NBA 5 times, that's typically, in the history of the NBA, a no-brainer situation. There's not a stress there. And what McMahon is reporting in talking to the Mavericks tonight is that they weren't sure that was a good investment.
This is the most shocking trade in NBA history.
I couldn't believe it. I'm still somewhat thinking it's a hack. It's really hard to fathom the thought process from moving on from Luka Doncic. It really is. At this stage of his career, as a young man that just led a team to the finals.
I mean, if I am Luka, this is the ultimate rebuke. It is the ultimate, basically, insult. There's no way anybody's turning down $350 million. So what they're basically saying is, we don't think you're worth the money. It's shocking.
What went on to make them trade Luka Doncic is what I want to know.
I cannot wait. Forget about what Luka says about this. I can't wait to see how Luka reacts to this.
There's some unique things about his contract that we had to pay attention to. You know, there's other teams that were loading up, you know, that he was going to be able to decide, make his own decision at some point of whether he wants to be here or not, whether we want to supermax him or not, or whether he wants to opt out. So I think we had to take all that into consideration and feel like we got out in front of what could have been a tumultuous summer.
I don't know, man. I don't know. When I'm thinking about it sitting here more, I don't know. That trade just don't make sense to me. Like, now that it happened, obviously the Lakers know. Like, our franchise is Luka hand now. Like, Brian, you done. You're on the way out. We gonna build around Luka. And he understands that. He's 40 years old.
The Mavs obviously had to make a decision this summer whether to give him 5 years, $350 million. That's a lot of money to give a guy you don't think can stay in shape, who's always gonna be hurt. And let me tell you something. The only people know Luka Doncic is the Dallas Mavericks. Guys who've been with him for years or who are around him every day. He's a great player. He's a great player. But all us talking heads, they must know something we don't know.
You got to let Bron make a decision at this point. Like, hey, Bron, do you want to rock out and be with Luka? Because if he do, Luka going to end up being, like me and E.T. was talking, and he was like, if he get around Bron, Luka going to end up being the best player in the world for the next 10 years. Because he going to learn how to work, learn how to train his body, learn how to eat right, and he going to take the game to a different level. Because he going to be around Bron. Bron, the best athlete ever. Look at him at 40.
Does Bron want to be a mentor, though?
I mean, at this point, he ain't got no choice.
Yeah, I think it's, it's something that, as Nico's brought up, we are aligned, right? And so just understanding Luka, when I first came here, excited about the opportunity to coach an upcoming star and who became a mega star. And I was just blessed to have that opportunity to coach him. But when you look at the vision of the team and what Nico wants to build, I truly support that and truly believe that the players that we're getting are the ones that can help us achieve that, and that's to win a championship.
I do think this kind of sets the end to like the LeBron James making all the decisions. They're like, hey, we love you, LeBron, but we're going to start what's doing best for the Lakers. That's what I got out of this trade from a Lakers standpoint. Because I don't know if they didn't come tell LeBron, because number one, Clutch Sports is Anthony's agent. But it seems like to me, they're like, hey, you know what? LeBron's on his last legs. Let's start getting us a star for the future. And it's going to be fun to talk about this trade, sit back and watch who wins the trade.
Insane, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I would have never thought Luka Doncic get traded at this age, mid-season.
Do you feel like the shifts the balance of power at all in the West?
Yeah, I mean, you got two.
But to have Luka and LeBron playing.
Yeah, like you got Luka, LeBron, Reeves. If he can get traded, then anybody's up, for grabs.